Cox Communications, King Aero Management Group, and more. I want you to take a look right now out in front of you. A couple of airplanes are taking off that will be performing here in just a little while. But these airplanes are really cool. They are amateur-built, home-built experimental airplanes. That's a father-son team. They'll be performing in a little bit. But those airplanes are home-built. Ken Rieder, the dad, built both of those planes. Now, the only father-son team in the air show industry right now. Keep your eyes on the skies. Right over top. Right overhead. Here they come in the airplanes built by the dad. Watch them as they go out in front of us and pull back up into this incredible blue sky here over NAS Pensacola. Watch for the kick, and they do absolutely simultaneous hammerhead stall turns. They will go to opposite sides of the aerobatic box. The dad, Ken Rieder, Redline #1. Owns a construction firm. He flies for the airlines. He has flown as a crop duster. He has built 5 of these airplanes. His son, Austin, started flying gliders at 14. And watch him as they go, oh, with a knife edge pass directly at show center. Austin started flying gliders when he was 14, got his solo certificate on his 16th birthday, got his private pilot on his 17th birthday, and he works for his dad at the construction company. The big problem is when he's working for his dad at his construction company and is following his dad in air show routines, they're trying to figure out which hat he's got to wear. He says, what hat am I wearing today, Dad? As they approach at close to 400 miles per hour, setting up now for the opposing loops. Let's listen to the calls as they come down the backside from Ken Rieder.
And on the watchful now.
Now as they get to the end of the box, with the outside Humpty Bumps, they'll cross again at show center and set up for a rejoin. Now let's watch this. These airplanes cruise at about 180 miles per hour. They'll get up over 200 miles per hour. But it is the responsibility in this formation flying, of which we will see more today, a lot more. It is the responsibility of the lead pilot to make sure he's got the right altitude, airspeed, and heading to lead himself through each and every maneuver perfectly. Let's listen back to Ken as he calls for the next maneuver. Up they go. Ken is in the lead. Off his left wing, slightly behind and below, is Austin. He doesn't know where the ground ends and the sky begins. He is visually locked on the propeller spinner of his dad's airplane, a hinge on the aileron, and then peripherally he can see just a little bit of horizontal stabilizer to make sure he maintains that position just literally a few feet away from his dad's airplane. Now it's going to get even more challenging as they set up this time for a parallel loop. They were going to line up one next to another. The smoke comes on. This time, Ken looking 90 degrees to the side at his son's airplane as they go through with a parallel loop. An incredibly challenging maneuver, executed superbly by Redline. It's not the limit, it's the goal. Up they go now for the hammerheads. Listen for the call. Reider was inspired to pursue aviation when he was a young man back in the late 1970s when he saw the Blue Angels, yep, the Blue Angels at an air show in Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, watch them as they approach from the left this time, setting up for a little bit of different thing. Let's listen to the flip and the flop. That's called the flip and the flop. The airplanes they built, that Ken built, are kits from Richard Van Grunsven, who back in 1973 felt that he could build a better, actually a better airplane, and he began to, after he designed it, he offered it as a kit, and the RV, Richard Van Grunsven line of aircraft, are in fact the most popular and numerous amateur-built experimental aircraft in the history of aviation, with over 11,000 of them flying. About 180 miles an hour, and they use about 8 gallons of gas per hour. That adds up to about 22 nautical miles to the gallon. They call it total performance, and it is a lot of fun. There are a number of different versions. This RV-8 is a 2-seat version. They got down here in about, I think, 3.5 hours. My wife and I came down in our RV on Tuesday. We made it in 4 hours. It's a little bit slower airplane. But I tell you what, flying an airplane like that can go upside down, it's cool. Here's what I want you to do now. I want you to get your cameras ready, hold them sideways, because we're going to set up for a special break. Let's listen for the call for the looping maneuver. Oh, no, this is the mirror pass. Check it out. Upside down is Ken. Right side up is his son, Austin. They want to thank the Hartzell Propeller Company of Piqua, Ohio, built on honor since 1917. Champion Aerospace for the parts that they have, like their spark plugs and more, and also Dream Wraps, located near Cincinnati. What you see on that airplane is not a paint job. Those are vinyl wraps on that. Now let's watch this. This is called a barrel roll. Up they go, carving out the inside of a barrel, maintaining 1 positive G all the way around. Means while they were upside down, they could have poured a glass of iced tea into a pitcher and it would have gone right to the bottom of the glass. That is an incredibly elegant and difficult maneuver, using the elevators, the ailerons, the throttles, and the rudders to make it work. Now, as we get our cameras ready again, hold them sideways, because what they're going to do next, they're going to set up for a clover loop. They'll get up to the top of the loop, they're going to turn away from us, and then watch for what will happen. Let's listen for the calls. Power set. Redline pull. Watch for the turn. Roll your cameras. As they face away from it, listen for this. Crossing right within feet of one another. As they set up now for some opposing maneuvers, closing at that nearly 400 mile per hour rate. like Redline, everybody? Yeah, I think so too. The only father-son aerobatic team in North America. They'll set up for a photo pass coming in, I hope, from the right. I believe that's what we're going to see here. And I'm going to hold my phone sideways as well to better, more easily track them as they come by. Redline, a little close up and personal as they're going to, after they clear the runway, going to bring it up, the aircraft up to show center. And with a nice wide runway here at Naval Air Station Pensacola, runway 7 right, it's I think it's 150 feet wide. And so they're going to do a formation landing as well as a formation takeoff and formation demonstration. That's pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
They are so fun to fly. It's unflyable if you push on them wrong. That especially goes to propellers. Now, Redline, let's watch them now as they set up to do a little salute for all of you here at the Blue Angels Homecoming Airshow. Give them a wave, everybody. Ken Rieder and Austin Rieder. By the way, that smoke is actually from an environmentally safe oil that's used in the concrete industry